What's up everybody, it's Joe from JLDB Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in Westwood. So when we left off, we did build this mine train coaster, which I explained the storyline and stuff like that. A lot of fun, and I can't wait to get further into it. So in this episode, we're going to be going into a lot of details into the mine train. So this is going to be more of props, foliage, and also trees that will also be going in this section of the park, and I work on a little bit of the queue line as well. So there's a couple of elements that I work on, and just sit back and enjoy the show. So anyways, this is just some props that I am putting in on the dock, because I think the dock is a very important spot to have a lot of themed items, obviously a lot of dynamite and barrels and just like these random wheels. I love leaning them up against like different objects and stuff like that. And of course I love putting lanterns on top of the barrels and different stuff on top of the barrels. And of course you have to have a minecart on the side of the dock just to create more of a mine theme around this area. So anyways, this is very exciting and it's starting to look very promising, and I just cannot wait to get further into this section of the park. The mining theme is one of my favorite themes to actually work on, because I think it's a lot of fun. Now again, I didn't have a lot of experience working on mine train coasters, but I still like them nonetheless. I kind of wish they had a mine train that had more wooden supports rather than the steel supports, because I feel more of them most often than not have kind of the wooden structure supports, and but the steel is okay too, I suppose, and everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this an aerodynamic mine train coaster, or Vekuma. I don't know which one I've decided yet. Probably more Vekuma, because this is a modern theme park and you would need of course a manufacturer that's actually still in business. So I think Vekuma would work out the best, because I think they make the most at the moment, the most mine train coasters at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure people will, because they always do if I am wrong. So but anyways, I do enjoy your guys' feedback and hearing the knowledge that some of you guys do know that I may not know. So anyways, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So again, this mine train's a lot of fun. Has been a lot of fun to work on, and we're getting down to just like the minor details that go into every element of the ride, and that means more like trees and foliage and rock work and stuff like that. As you can see, we do get the roof on top of the station and the transfer area as well, because those are kind of very important to make sure you have a roof on these. Not all stations in the world have roofs, but I love having my roof. So then I decided to go a little bit more in the extra detail here, and actually make more cross beams on the inside under the roof area to make it look a little more supported, like there's beams going across that's actually supporting the roof a little bit more. And I thought that was actually a pretty decent idea, and I get it all the way through to every single spot of the roof, and I might add more onto it later as well. So this is not completely finished, and we'll get into that further down the road. So anyways, again, there's always going to be more detailing to do in every single part. So again, if you see me move on to more other things, that does not necessarily mean I'm not going to go back to it, because there's a lot of stuff I need to go back to, especially in Westwood Shores as well. So anyways, I just wanted to get on to the next more stuff and kind of get more of the layout of the park more than anything else at the moment. So in this section of the video, I get a lot into more of the minor detail work with the rocks and foliage and trees, which comes into a lot more detailing in the future. So as you've seen in the beginning of the video, we also get more detailing in the entrance of the tunnel area, which I actually make it look kind of like the entrance of a mine, which is actually really cool. And I'm going to do the same to the other tunnel section as well, but just slightly different theming rather than, you know, the mine entrance. It'll probably be like danger or like danger signs and stuff like that. We'll definitely have a lot of danger signs that will go up as well, and like maybe even signs in the middle of the track or by the track saying Westwood Mine this way, or entrance to the Westwood Mine this way. Just little details like that, I think, add on to the scenery spots around the coaster itself. And these coasters are definitely going to have like 100% scenery theming on the track layout. So all the rides are pretty much going to have that. I want to make sure everyone is that's going to draw more guests in to the ride, even if it has a lower excitement rating. And I think that's really cool about the game. Like I really love that part of the aspect of the game where your coasters can actually age and they lose like popularity over time, unless of course they become like a one of the, like they can actually become classics in the park and a fan favorite, kind of in a way. Now, and I love how people just run over to like the new rides that open. Like, so if a new ride opens, everyone just plummets over to that section, and as long as the ride's new, more people are going to want to ride that ride because it is a newer ride in the park that not all people have experienced yet. So if there's rides that are experienced, that people have experienced rather, they will be less excited to ride that ride more than a brand new ride that's something they haven't experienced yet. So I love how the AI in this game is actually really, really nice. Now over here on this part of the queue line where the stairs are, I wanted to try and build kind of like the staircase going up. I was gonna have it covered by a roof at first, but I decided to go ahead and get rid of that idea and just keep it outdoors kind of. And it was kind of a tough section to work on because I decided to stay in the grid, so part of it kind of hangs off the side of it. So that's why I kind of ultimately left it outdoors, because otherwise the supporting on it would be very kind of difficult and in that regard. So I do plan on adding a couple more, a lot of different like themed items around this area and making it just look a little bit better overall. Same with on the inside under the station section right there. There's going to be a lot of theming in that area as well, because there's going to be a lot of theming in all the queue line and stuff like that. I want to make sure there's a lot of theming in the queue line. That way the queue line is a lot more exciting for guests that are waiting in line and stuff like that. So over here we get more into minor detail work. I go back and forth in between, different things just to keep me a little bit more occupied. So instead of doing all this minor detail foliage and nature work a lot, I going back and forth between that and like props and the stuff and the queue line and stuff like that. So there's probably going to be quite a few more episodes of working on this mine train and just making it look the way it needs to look. Again, I am a very slow builder. I'm sure people have figured that out. So I think these time lapses make it just a little bit more exciting because of, just otherwise it would be very slow paced, and it probably is very slow paced. Here we are in episode 10, and we're just now working on our first roller coaster. Of course it started in episode 9, but we're still working on one ride for like 3 or 4 episodes on each tracked ride and stuff like that. So it gets a little bit time consuming, but I have a lot of fun actually building this stuff and the way it turns out. Like the entrance of this mine, I was very proud of the way it actually ends up turning out for the Westwood mine here, because actually I think it turned out really cool, and it actually looks pretty, I think it looks pretty good for a mine entrance and stuff like that. It actually is really nice, and there's going to be a lot of scenery around this, and hopefully stuff that guests will be able to notice and just be like, wow, that's actually kind of cool. So I want to put like a sign here that actually said the Westwood mine and stuff like that, so people know that that is the Westwood mine that they are entering, obviously. And I think I put another sign over off to the other side saying like Westwood or mine entrance or something like that, something along those lines. And I wanted to put like a ton of mine carts around here, like kind of like this is almost like an abandoned looking mine. I wanted to put some pieces of track as well, but they didn't really fit real well, so I decided to leave those out for right now. Maybe in a different part of the different part of this section of the ride. a different section of the ride rather, and I'm still thinking about changing the color scheme of the coaster as well. Instead of having that like kind of dark red, maybe changing it to like silver or something to make it look more like a mine train kind of track and stuff like that. So as I'm still trying to think for names on this coaster as well, and I really would like something a little bit more unique than like the Westwood mine train or something like that. Something a little bit more unique would be, I think, nicer to have rather than just calling it, you know, the Westwood Mine or something like that, Westwood Mine Train or something, you know, something like that, along those lines, but something that's more unique. And I really go a little overboard with all the props and like scenery around this spot, but I think it's very important for the entrance of the mine to have a lot of props and scenery, and there could be some triggered special effects as well that I might add in the future as well, because those triggers and special effects are really cool to have when you are building these rides, and they can add a lot more theming and scenery stuff for your attractions and rides. So just like, you know, like fog and stuff like that within the entrance of like tunnels and stuff, just makes it look really, really neat and cool. So again, this is the other sign I come up with, I think, or put in. I think it's like, I believe I put like mine entrance. Yes, mine entrance. And I might even put like a, later on, add like a arrow or something pointing over to it, like just in case you couldn't find the entrance, it's right there. So anyways, and then for the exit of the tunnels and stuff like here, I had to be a little bit careful. I hope that these rocks aren't too low to where it's unrealistic, but because they might be just slightly low, and I can only put them so high up because there's a track just over that. So it's kind of an interesting little thing, and I think I'm going to put like some lanterns and certain different lights on the inside of the tunnel. It will look kind of cool, and a lot of different like pickaxes and maybe shovels on the inside, and a lot of different, maybe like different colored rocks to make it look like they're mining different kind of materials and stuff like that. I think it'll be really cool. So as you can see, I do try and save frequently, and that is always a good idea because you never want to miss out on a save when your game crashes. You never know when the autosave last saves, so it's always good to save manually yourself as well. So anyways, this is the next part with foliage and stuff like that. There's still a lot to do. Again, I want to make this ride within like the forest and very, you know, in the woods and stuff like that. There's a lot of trees and stuff, almost acting as like near miss elements and stuff like that. You're gonna see that throughout the park on a lot of rides, most likely. So be prepared for that. Again, just I love the nature, the environments. And once you create environments for your rides, it just adds that much more of an excitement factor, I think, rather than just having them on empty plots of land. And I've always been for that, so you're going to be seeing that on pretty much all the coasters and stuff. There might be some empty spots, but we'll see how that all goes out. At least for this coaster, it had to be in the woods. It just had to be like surrounded by trees and rocks and, you know, a lot of environments spots. So anyways, after getting that done, we do kind of go over here and work on the queue line and actually get it connected to the main pathway when we will create like this awesome epic entrance as well. So as for this section of the queue line, it's actually going to be enclosed in a building that's going to be heavily themed, and I think that'll be really cool. And I'm going to add like a lot of different props here and there just for fun, and I think it's going to be like a very nicely themed coaster and stuff like that. Again, we already went through the storyline for this ride, and it's actually really exciting and stuff like that. So again, this building is going to have a lot of themed items on the inside and just look really cool, and I can't wait to see it. So I decided to make it an enclosed building, and I think it will be really nice. You know, just because the other ones are just covered, and I think an enclosed building in parts of your queue line might add just a little bit more. Now, as for priority passes, because there are priority pass entrances that you can use, as of right now, I'm not going to use those and not make them available just yet. I might add them later, but they're very tricky at times. You got to really plan out your queue lines layouts a little bit to work with those just a little bit better, and it's gonna be kind of difficult. So this is the last thing I do in the video, and I hope it turns out good as much as I hope. So anyways, this episode is coming to an end, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more the Westwood Planet Coaster content, and make sure if you have any suggestions for the names of rides or just suggestions in general, please leave them in the comments. I'm always open to hearing your guys' feedback for everything. So that is about it. All I got for you guys for this episode. As you can see, I do just a little bit rock work here for the entrance, and that's about it. So again, I want to hear your feedback, and please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Sorry, I got mixed up in my words. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.